Hello, class. It's Dr. Stutzman here. Welcome to the last week of the semester. Hopefully you've been plugging along and are close to getting finished. I just wanted to go over a few things just to make sure everyone is on track. Also to say a few words that I appreciated having you in class this year. Hope you learned a lot about OD and are better equipped as HR practitioners. Please feel free to stay in contact with me even after the class is over if there's something that I can assist with or answer questions for you in relation to your job or just to some of the topics that we've been discussing. Obviously, we have some assignments for this week. Hopefully you have at least started your critique, and I'll go through some of these as well. So we have the week 7 analysis of Things Fell Apart. So this is another film literature critique. Make sure that you are abiding by the same guidelines that you did for the first 2 critiques. A lot of people were confused with or maybe didn't read or didn't understand the directions in the first attempt. So that's why I gave you some additional time to complete. I think it was the Lean on Me assignment after the Apollo one. Take all those notes. I try to do my best to write comments inside of your paper, so not just on the little summary comment section, but actually in your paper. So I would go back to those 2 papers just to make sure that you don't lose any additional points because of, citation issues or not connecting back to the text. I've also done a couple videos already on explaining the importance of, during these critiques, to connect with the course topics and the course themes that we've been discussing. Again, this is not just a movie review. It is a lot more than that. It's how can we connect the things that we've seen in this film to the things that we're discussing in class. So make sure that there's connections that are obvious. It is not just a summary for the film. Anyway, just moving forward. So all of these assignments are due on Sunday at midnight this week. However, I want to help a few of you who are a little behind. So if you have some, and I'm also, there's a lot of work to be done, and I'm behind in a little bit of my grading as well. So I'm going to help you and give you at least an extra day to turn in some late assignments. Remember, everything can be turned in except for discussion boards. So if you want to go back and and these are for folks who did not complete the assignment at all. So if you did not complete the assignment and got a 0, it's always better to turn something in, even if you're really only getting half credit. So what I do is I average the 0 score and whatever score you get on this, on your resubmission, and that will be your score for that particular assignment. So again, anything is better than a 0, 40%, 50%. At least you're getting some points for that. So please, if you have time and you're missing an assignment, go back and complete that assignment and submit that, and then I will grade that. And you will have until Monday at midnight to submit old assignments. Again, this is not week 7 assignments, but other ones that you forgot to do or didn't have time to do. Also, in addition, you should have noted that there's 2 extra credit assignments. There's one that is a paper that will be added to your score of your week 7 paper. So it'll be in addition to whatever you got. So if you got 100, you could end up with 107 or 8, or depending on how many points I give. Again, that is a pretty highly weighted assignment. So having additional points there is actually going to be worth more than just 7 points. It'll be worth like maybe 14 or something, depending on where the weights are for that assignment. So if you do have time and you have time to work on some extra things, feel free to do that assignment. All the directions have been up for the last couple of days, and hopefully it's a pretty straightforward assignment. I do have a rubric there for where the grades will fall based on if it's an A, B, C, D. This assignment I do not normally give tons of feedback for, so you usually just get a grade, and then that will be added to your week 7 paper score. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. I've also been attending a couple of funeral services. Somebody in our immediate family passed away, and so actually today I'm going again, and then Friday is the actual service. So I will be in and off of the computer, but hopefully I'll be able to respond to questions that you have. And if for some reason I'm late in getting back to you, I always extend time based on what's fair and what's not fair. So In addition, I mentioned 2 extra credit assignments. There's also a discussion board available. So that's just for a couple extra points. Those points will then be added to, I believe it's your blog for this week, or the discussion last week. I forget which one I had chosen. It might be for the week 6 discussion board. So potentially you could get over 100 on there. Those are just some additional points that are going to help your score. Extra credit is not meant for people. I mean, the point is not for people to be able to catch up and they're failing the class. If they do the extra credit, they're automatically going to be passing the class. The extra credit is for those students who have worked hard in the class and maybe need a couple more points to bump themselves up a grade level. So hopefully you can take advantage of that. So the discussion boards, extra credit is in the discussion board section. So click on that and then you'll see the extra credit at the bottom. Again, both extra credit assignments are not mandatory at all. So if you're happy with your grade or you just don't have the time, don't worry about that. And again, as a reminder, extra credit assignments are also extended until Monday at midnight. So if you need some extra time, the last thing I wanted to do was give you extra credit assignments and then you're working on those and you're not completing your other assignments. And those other assignments are going to be worth more than the extra credit. So I don't want to hurt you. So if for some reason you got a busy week like I did with this unexpected death, this gives you the opportunity to finish strong with all of your other assignments and maybe take Monday evening to complete at least the paper extra credit. For the discussion board extra credit, the same thing applies. You don't want to just log in one day and answer all the questions. Try to put your initial post hopefully before the weekend, and then you can write your responses after that. So I think that's about it. I'm going to check here and see if there's anything else that I really wanted to go over. Usually I would go over the assignments in more detail, but again, you've already done analysis before for films. And so hopefully you have this down pat. The other thing I'll say is there's a part where it says to assist in thinking about how things fell apart, which is the film you're going to be watching. It says consider these questions. Now, when you're writing your paper, that does not mean those are the exact questions that you're supposed to be writing about. These are just questions to ponder to help get you on the right track to the types of things that I'm looking for in your responses, or the types of OD areas that you could talk about in your paper. And this is not specifically to say, here's 10 questions, answer all 10 of these questions verbatim. So you don't actually write the question and then answer the question. These are just questions that, again, will help you be on the right track. And as you're watching the film, you can use these questions analytically to help you come up with the premise of your paper and the OD principles that you're going to focus on and the connections that can be made. So hopefully that's a wrap. I appreciate your time this semester, and I know all of these really short blocks are tough to complete. I've heard some stories with folks who have had some tough things happen to them this semester and have been busy or family issues. And like I said, I'm in one right now. So I will be continuing to think of all of you, praying for you, and hope that you can finish well. And best of luck in all of your future endeavors and in your other Wilmington classes. Again, feel free to stay in touch with me if there's anything that I can provide or connections I can make. I look forward to continuing our conversations beyond just this class. So have a blessed day. It is a gorgeous day outside if you are anywhere near myself on the East Coast near Philadelphia. Hopefully you can get some time outside to work on your school in nature. So again, have a blessed day. I'll talk to you soon.